Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
In 1969 came man's greatest adventure. For the first time, we journeyed to the surface of another world.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. This has got to be one of the most proud moments of my life, I guarantee you.
Between 1969 and 1972, 12 astronauts explored the surface of the moon as the world shared in this triumph of the human spirit.
Man, I'll tell you, Indy's never seen a driver like this. Okay, when he hits the craters and starts bouncing, it's when he gets his rooster tail. I can't believe we came over those mountains. We did. It's just a beautiful little valley. Wow, what a place. What a view, isn't it, John? It's absolutely unreal. Look at the size of that rock. The closer I get to it, the bigger it is. There is orange soil. Light gray material on either side. Oh, man, that's incredible.
Thanks to the Apollo astronauts, we know more about the moon than any body in space, beyond our own. But a puzzling mystery remains. Why is Earth the only inner planet with a large moon? And where did it come from? Shortly after the birth of the solar system, a planet the size of Mars might have collided with the Earth, throwing off material that reformed into the moon. A heavy bombardment of meteors rained down on the early moon, leaving craters of all sizes. Then volcanic lava flows poured across the surface, creating lowlands or maria, visible from Earth as smooth, dark areas. The rest of the moon is composed of rugged highlands. 3 billion years ago, the moon became a dead world. Today, only meteor strikes disturb its surface, leaving a dusty powder and occasionally craters. The Apollo astronauts have given us a fascinating look at the first 1.5 billion years of the solar system, a period that has been erased from the records of our own active Earth. But more importantly, Project Apollo has made us all citizens of the universe. This message from the last man on the moon.
I'd like to just let what I believe history will record, that America's challenge of today has forged man's destiny of tomorrow.
In the early 60s, some astronomers still believed that seasonal changes in color were caused by Martian vegetation. Today, we know those changes are triggered by giant dust storms. Our robot explorers have revealed the true Mars, a barren planet filled with dry, dusty deserts, cratered plains, lava flows, and giant volcanoes. The largest volcano, Olympus Mons, towers 15 miles above the Martian landscape, 2.5 times higher than Mount Everest. Its base is 335 miles across. At the top is an immense caldera of overlapping volcanic outlets, almost 50 miles wide. We don't know if the volcanoes of Mars are still active today. Here is one of our most astonishing discoveries, evidence that water once flowed on Mars. We saw elaborate dry riverbeds and channels, some of them hundreds of miles long. Where did these channels come from? Today, liquid water cannot exist on this cold planet that has almost no atmosphere. Volcanic eruptions might have melted the frozen surface just long enough for water to flow briefly. Or was the early Mars much warmer with a thicker atmosphere, oceans, and even simple life? Some of the river channels could be the result of flash floods from Martian lakes. But if Mars once resembled Earth, those days are gone forever. With its lower gravity and its distance from the sun, Mars has evolved into a cold, dry world, devoid of life. This may be all that's left of a dried-up lake, photographed from Martian orbit. Despite its hostile conditions, Mars bears the closest resemblance to Earth of any body in the solar system. It's half the size of our planet, but with no oceans, it has almost as much land. A day on Mars is about the same length as one of ours. A Martian year is 2 Earth years long. And there are 4 seasons. The polar caps shrink in summer and grow larger in winter. Mars also has weather. An ice haze or fog often develops in canyons and valleys in the early morning hours. There are wispy storms of water and ice, winds, and fierce dust storms that can blanket the entire planet. The space age has only increased our fascination with Mars, and sometime in the 21st century, a human expedition will almost certainly take place. The outbound journey will last 6 to 9 months in a ship that might be powered by nuclear engines. Once the ship is in Martian orbit, shuttlecraft will take the explorers down to the surface. What will we find on man's first journey to the Red Planet? Is a permanent base possible on this hostile, far-off world? The frozen water of Mars is a great resource. The North Pole has large volumes of ice and an amazing series of ice cliffs with layered terraces. This strange sight might be the result of changes in the Martian climate over millions of years. Elsewhere, there may be plenty of ice buried underground, just below the rocky surface. If we can reclaim the water, we can drink it. We can use it to grow crops in greenhouses. We can split it into hydrogen for fuel and oxygen to breathe. Valley Marineris, the Grand Canyon of Mars, was created by an ancient split in the crust. It's as long as the entire United States, 150 miles across and up to 4 miles deep. Our Martian explorers will indeed find wonders beyond imagination. Through the magic of supercomputers, our still pictures from Martian orbit have been transformed into a spectacular preview of things to come. It is sunset in the faint, dusty atmosphere of Mars. But for mankind, this is the dawn of a new age.